And then the next thing I was really confused by was the skin itself. Why the heck is his eye blue? Why is his eye blue here? And so we're going to discuss it. I'm going to explain to you guys my thought process as to why his eye is blue and what really happened to Xin Zhao in the Trials of Twilight. So let's go through it. LeBlanc's true plan in the blue-eyed spear, Xin Zhao. A glimmer of the ancient. A recent unveiling of Xin Zhao's Trials of Twilight skin has sparked intense speculation among lore enthusiasts. That's us, guys, because we were speculating on it yesterday. While the skin's aesthetic is striking, it's a specific detail that has caught the community's eye. A singular, glowing blue eye. This isn't just a cosmetic choice, it hints at a profound shift in Xin Zhao's being, one that echoes an ancient connection and a shadowy manipulation. This is the eye that I'm talking about right here. His right eye is somehow blue, but then his left eye is his standard, what we've seen with Xin Zhao before. The description of the skin reads, as I read to you guys earlier, Xin Zhao returned to Ionia seeking knowledge about the mysterious wild blooms of old, only to find himself defending the Kinku temple from a foul demonkin horde. He and Yunara emerged victorious, but his Demacian steel spear was broken. Now blessed by Kinku magic and his spear remade, Xin Zhao prepares to face whatever awaits him in the spirit realm. And we're going to talk about the defending against the demons as well. But yeah, I would have never said anything if his eye wasn't blue. But where have we seen this distinctive blue eye glow before? The answer lies in the motion comic Spirit Blossom Beyond the Devoted Shrine Maiden, because we have literally seen this glowing blue eye in the past already within the Runeterra universe. And it's Yunara. Literally the cover photo of her, the Devoted Shrine Maiden, has her with the blue eye. And if we play this, is that the entire time throughout the cinematic, she does not have the right blue eye. No matter where you look, you're not going to see it until she makes the pact with Zaheen. Once the pact is made, the blue eye appears.
Sealed, their fates became as one.
Now, this could have to do with the pact they made, or this could have to do with, she's like something to do with the power that Zaheen gives her. But post her interaction with Zaheen, this blue eye appears, and they really emphasize it here. Everything is black. She's has her hand like this, and then
together, the Shrine Maiden and the
Shrine Maiden
set out across the first lands.
Look how much they're pointing it out to us. Look at this. Look how much they're pointing out this eye has emphasized throughout the rest of the cinematic. The Trials of Twilight or the Shrine Maiden comic. Whenever she's fighting, it seems it's not here.
As you all know, would come to be known as the War of the False Conme.
Nothing here.
Instead,
but they emphasized it a lot, especially when she was in combat and especially right after the pact was made. So something with this blue eye, they're emphasizing it to us, so we should probably take note. The implications are staggering. Xin Zhao appears to have fused with Zaheen, the very Darkin who was instrumental in sealing his brethren, only to slowly succumb to corruption himself. Let's not forget that at the end of the Shrine Maiden, Devoted Shrine Maiden, the Darkin Zaahen literally says, "In truth, I am no different from those who fought. I had hoped when this was done, I could overcome my nature. But alas, if your enemies are mine, then I am an enemy of all, and must leave this realm." He thought he could overcome his nature. He's not saying he did. He thought he could. He feels the pull of the Darkin coming onto him, and I'm sure after all these years trapped in the spirit realm within the Darkin glaive has not been good to him. So this blue eye, extremely important. Zaheen's burden, a Darkin slipping grasp. Zaheen's history is crucial to understanding this potential fusion. As one of the original Ascended warriors, he played a pivotal role in the imprisonment of the Darkin in Ionia. However, this immense responsibility and exposure to Darkin magic began to take its toll. He started to succumb to the very corruption he fought to contain. In a moment of dire need, facing a powerful demonic threat, Yunara, then believing him to be benevolent kami spirit, merged with Zaheen to channel his power. It was only after that he revealed his true Darkin nature to her. So he was Darkin to begin with, right? He already fought in the Darkin War. He even says that, I deceived you. Who knows what fighting the other Darkin anyways did to him. Maybe made him worse, maybe exacerbated the symptoms, because it seemed like he had a little bit of control at the beginning. And you know, maybe that just made it worse, and now he's like going into the spirit realm full Darkin, right? And then she puts him in the glaive over time. So let's assume that at this point, Zaheen's Darkin like the other Darkin. Zaheen himself was actually aware of his encroaching corruption, stating in the motion comic, "I feel myself slipping, losing myself to the rage, to the Darkin within." This chilling declaration from centuries ago highlights the inherent danger of Zaheen's power and the constant struggle he faced. Now, if Xin Zhao has indeed absorbed or fused with Zaheen, the consequences of the Central Demacia could be profound and potentially catastrophic, regardless of Zaheen's historical good intentions. I want to make sure you guys understand what we're talking about here. We're talking about this. At the end of the Truth motion comic, The Trials of Twilight, we know they're going to the spirit realm.
I am honored by this gift. May the spirit of the tree be blessed in return.
They go to the spirit realm for sure.
This is it. Do not stray from the path. Yunara, you know what to do. Vuela Kakunme Haifan.
They enter the spirit realm, and he ends up on the Viscero. We don't know past this point.
No, it cannot be.
He's aboard the Viscero.
This is the Visceral. Ouyang? Then... This was where it all started. The moment your life changed forever. And your trial has already begun.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. We don't know what happens to Xin Zhao post this. What we do know is that he comes out like this, with this blue eye. And we've already said that this blue eye clearly has some ties to Yunara and her pact with Zaheen. Either has to do with the pact or she had some kind of fusion, like some soft fusion with the Darkin Zaahen. LeBlanc's masterpiece, The Architect of Chaos. This entire chain of events, Xin Zhao's journey, the Trials of Twilight, his potential fusion, appears to be a part of a meticulous orchestrated plan by LeBlanc. Her goal, as previously theorized, is to gain control over a Darkin host, and Xin Zhao unknowingly has been her primary pawn. The catalyst for all of this was an anomaly, an architect spirit blossom appearing in Demacia. This impossible sight compelled Xin Zhao, at the behest of the king Jarvan IV, to return to his homeland of Ionia in search of answers. This journey was not by chance. If this was LeBlanc's design, and she famously stated, "Your course was doomed the moment you left Demacia." Upon arriving in Ionia and planting the sapling from the very blossom, Xin Zhao inadvertently created a rift, and this act violently pulled Yunara's ancient temple, along with the powerful Darkin glaive containing Zaheen, from the spirit realm into the material world, making it accessible and vulnerable. And we see that right here. And this. I mean, we've talked about this so many times, but this spirit blossom is very interesting. That he plants it, and where he plants it, that's the same place that Yunara's temple gets pulled into the material realm.
Quailing, perhaps? No.
Much further. In fact, this little tree has brought me halfway across the world.
Not possible.
In the palace gardens of the great city of Demacia.
Spirit blossoms do not fall beyond the first lands.
That's impossible. Spirit blossoms do not fall beyond the first lands.
Yeah. Well, this one did. And I actually agree with those guys that if spirit blossoms should not fall beyond the first lands. So what's going on here?
Changed. Noxus cut our people far deeper than...
And then he plants it right here. Right? That's where he plants it. That's the same spot Yunara's temple gets pulled in. And what do they show up to fight? A bunch of random demons. LeBlanc's influence is even evident in her very fabric of the spirit realm itself. The spirit blossoms, typically pink, are seen corrupted in a sinister red in the Trials of Twilight trailer, underscoring her declaration, "As the spirit blossoms fall, the black rose rises." I think this also shows even further that Xin Zhao's spirit blossom is not what it seems, and there's something sinister hiding within it, right there.
Blossoms fall.
Look at this pink spirit blossoms and they become red.
black rose rises. Do you feel like the heroes of this story?
There's so much in this Trials of Twilight trailer, but the main thing that I just wanted to point out was that, yeah, the Spirit Blossom at the beginning literally go from this nice Ionian pink to this deep black rose red. And I think that's another hint pointing at the Spirit Blossom that Xin Zhao brought to Ionia being corrupted by LeBlanc ahead of time. And I think she used Xin Zhao to get the Spirit Blossom into place to pull Yunara's temple in. Atakhan and the Azakana, a calculated diversion. Remember that the reason that Yunara runs out of her temple here is because she right when she teleports in, she looks around, she sees a bunch of demons attacking and this guy, random guy defending against demons, like this village, this helpless village. Yunara, being the person that she is, immediately sprints out of the temple. By the time she gets back, the temple's already gone. Like if the demons weren't there, the temple and Yunara would have traveled back to the spirit realm and the Darkin Glaive wouldn't have been exposed. Also, Xin Zhao wouldn't have been there. Atakhan and the Azakana, a calculated diversion. To ensure her plan unfolded without interference, LeBlanc needed a major distraction. Enter the Demonkin horde led by Atakhan. A cinematic from this season revealed the nightmare Xin Zhao experienced, one that felt more like a vision of the future. It depicted a demon, Atakhan, claiming a darkened glaive amidst a destroyed Demacian throne room. This was likely no random dream, but a carefully crafted illusion sent by LeBlanc herself. The purpose is to plant a seed of fear and focus in Xin Zhao's attention squarely on the demon as the primary threat, making him more desperate and willing to take extreme measures like fusing with an ancient power to prevent it. She really wants him to focus on this. Let's assume, right, that I'm right, that this is a vision from LeBlanc sent to Xin Zhao. She sent him this vision. This is in the temple in the spirit realm. That's the Darkin Glaive right there. All this ink coming out. Demacia in ruins. This is just to like stir him up, you know? Be like, your homeland will be destroyed unless unless you go and stop him. There's his throne, literally the throne of Demacia. Garen and Jarvan are both Darkin. The crown is shattering. This is all a vision given to him by LeBlanc to focus him on Atakhan. He sees Atakhan grabbing the Darkin Glaive, and then she literally puts Atakhan on the throne in Demacia. Look at that. Literally places him on the throne. She's trying to rile him up, get his focus, get him focused in the right spot, which is not on her, but on Atakhan himself. The vision directly supports Yunara's later revelation. Realization. The Azakana spirits were a distraction to lure me away from my post. They mean to free Zaheen. So, I mean, this guy just had a vision. Yunara wakes up and sees a bunch of demons. Wakes up and sees a bunch of demons like attacking all these people, and
the Azakana spirits were a distraction to lure me away from my post. They mean to free Zaheen. Master Kennen and I must go. You should return to your ship, Xin Zhao, and warn the people of Demacia that the Darkin have returned.
So at this point, where are we at? Somehow Xin Zhao comes out of the Trials of Twilight with a blue eye. The only other time we've ever seen a blue eye is with Yunara after she made her pact with Zaheen. We know they're going into the Trials of Twilight to stop the demons from capturing Zaheen, right? She literally states that this was all a distraction. Let's focus on the demons, Zaheen's burden, all this stuff. That's how she fuses. And in the same place, that Spirit Blossom that we see in literally the cinematic, Spirit Blossom's going from red, from beautiful like Ionian pink, to blood rose red. We know that this Spirit Blossom is planted in the same spot that Yunara's temple gets pulled into. That's where Yunara's temple gets pulled, which allows them to take Yunara and move her away from Zaheen, so she's no longer protecting it. Again, the demon emphasis, so focus on the demons. The vision that made him believe like this demon Atakhan, which he'd never met before, but this random demon is going to take over a Darkin Glaive. connects with Yunara, demons are attacking, it all ties together. Even Yunara says, this must be a distraction. The demons were there to lure me away from my post. The critical insights from Yunara's points directly to LeBlanc's deeper control. She is the master of hiding in plain sight. It's plausible that LeBlanc, who can control a powerful demon like Atakhan, is also commanding the lesser Atakhan. By making Atakhan appear as their leader, she creates a clear, formidable enemy for the heroes to focus on, while her true plan, the fusion of Xin Zhao and Zaheen, unfolds in the shadows. Xin Zhao and Yunara believe they are fighting a demonic horde, when in reality, they are merely reacting to a carefully staged performance. And look, even in this cinematic, she literally shows Xin Zhao and Yunara facing off against Atakhan. And she encourages it. She doesn't tell them, oh no, don't foil my plan. She literally says,
and entered my world of
the game was over the moment you left Demacia and entered my world of thorns. The moment he took that spirit blossom out of Demacia, took it into Ionia and planted it for her, it was already over. That was the key that allowed her to accomplish everything.
Make your final stand.
Make your final stand.
And see how your story ends.
Make your final stand against who? Atakhan. And what is he? He's just LeBlanc's puppet.
And see how your story ends.
He's literally in the Trials of Twilight skin here. So they're going to go in there. I think Yunara and Xin Zhao are going to battle against Atakhan in the spirit realm to try and save the Darkin Glaive. Yeah, so LeBlanc's visual cues, the fractured shattered glass effect, has been prevalent in recent promotional materials, underscoring her illusionary hand in these events. The 25.20 patch notes cover features Xin Zhao and his glowing eye, continuing the visual motif from the 25.18 cover that prominently displays these characteristic cracks. So this 25.18, you can see the cracks, right? That's Hallmark LeBlanc. And then we go up to the new patch, 25.20, again, like the Hallmark cracks of LeBlanc. And now we could see more of the image. And it's like, oh, they're cutting through this illusion in a way. This illusion of Atakhan and him falling on his knees. But I think they're just going deeper into it. Here's Xin Zhao, his eye is glowing blue now. What a mistake. So, this visual signature connects directly to LeBlanc's splash art, reinforcing her role as the master and illusionist behind the unfolding drama. The Grand Gambit, a weapon against the Iron Revenant. LeBlanc's overarching motivation is far grander than more ancient than a simple Noxian power struggle. Everything she does is likely in service of her ultimate goal, preventing the return of Mordekaiser. Her biography reveals her as the Pale Sorceress who betrayed the Iron Revenant centuries ago, neutralizing his power source, the Immortal Bastion. She knows the true extent of his power and what his return would mean for Runeterra and more importantly for her. Her recent description for a new host is not just about replacing an assassinated pawn. It's about securing a weapon powerful enough to contend with Mordekaiser. As she states in her color story, Thorns of the Black Rose, no Grand General. No Emperor or Tyrant can stand unless the Mistress of the Immortal Bastion allows it. With the rise of Jericho Swain, a Grand General she cannot easily corrupt, her control is threatened. More pressingly, the dark magic stirring across the world signals that the threat of Mordekaiser may be closer than ever. Acquiring a Darkin, a corrupted god warrior of immense power, and binding it to the host she can manipulate like Xin Zhao, will provide her with an unparalleled asset in an inevitable war to come. Her actions are not just about ruling Noxus, they're about ensuring she has the power to defeat the one entity she truly fears, Mordekaiser. The context strongly suggests that Xin Zhao, a formidable warrior, noble and strong-willed, makes an ideal and perhaps unwitting host for a controlled Darkin. Zaheen, in his unique history of both sealing and succumbing coming to Darkin power, would represent a significant acquisition for LeBlanc. The fusion might even be perceived as necessary. Heroic act by Xin Zhao and Yunara to combat the demonic threat, playing directly into LeBlanc's deceptive narrative. If theory holds true, Xin Zhao's fusion with Zaheen is not an end, but a terrifying new beginning to LeBlanc's intricate game. Her plan likely extends far beyond merely acquiring a powerful new champion. What could be her next move with a dark and infused Xin Zhao under her influence? Could be unraveling Demacia, weapon against the Iron Revenant, a new pawn in the Void War, reshaping the Black Rose. Then the day the Black Rose is a bunch of people just competing with each other, really. The Trials of Twilight appears to be a critical juncture, not just for Xin Zhao and Ionia, but for the balance of power across Runeterra. LeBlanc's declaration as the Spirit Blossoms fall, the Black Rose rises, rings truer than ever. The stage is set for a dramatic revelation where heroes and villains alike might find themselves mere puppets in the grand design of the Deceiver. And I really think this is the case. I think that post the Trials of Twilight, it seems like Xin Zhao obtains in some way a fusion with Zaheen or a pact with Zaheen. That's getting us that blue eye glow that we saw with Yunara so many years ago. So let me know what you guys think. I honestly think I'm pretty right. I think that this is it. Obviously, I don't know for sure, right? We have to wait to see what the next comic is, what the next piece of lore is, but I think this is pretty likely.